Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Now in today's episode, we are doing things a little bit differently, and I'm sure you would have noticed it by now, and if you haven't, everything does look a little bit nicer. And that's because we are doing a bit of a tour around the world, talking a bit about the channel, talking a bit about the series. I'm just getting out of this horse's way. Talking a bit about the series and kind of just what's all happening around here, what is going on. Some questions I've had. We'll also go over some of those and all that good stuff. Now, today we're going to get started with a bit of a walk around, a bit of a talk about what we are going to be doing in the future, what the plans for this base is, what they are for here, what we're going to be doing alongside this and after we have kind of got this a bit bigger. But yeah, pretty much everything. Pretty much everything. Also, this is a little bit of time after the last episode, and you can see we've got some more things to look at. And I've done just a bit of the off-camera stuff, the kind of more grindier stuff around the place. And yeah, that's it. That's really what it is. So the reason I'm doing this is because I've been asked in the comment section, and thank you very much for leaving me comments, guys. It does help when I know what you guys are looking for. I mean, like, for instance, this one here is because people who are probably new to the series might not know what we've done or how we've done it or why we've done stuff. And yeah, that kind of is why I'm doing this, so thank you. Now, for starters, let's get started in this area here, because this is probably the easiest one to kind of show you guys and explain what we are planning on doing here. So this whole area here is really just the farming area for this sort of mainland here. And the reason we want this farming area is pretty much because we want this, I might not have even said this on camera, but it's pretty much because I want this over here, when we're standing there, to have something to look out onto. Because while we're working in here, we really just look at nothing but Minecrafty stuff. And I mean, that doesn't look too bad now, but when it is in normal Minecraft mode, it does look a little bit less awesome. So that's pretty much the reason why we are looking out onto something, and I think a farming area would look quite appropriate, specifically considering we are in a plains biome, a sunflower plains biome to be exact. It would be great if the sunflowers faced that way, but in the end they do face this way, and I guess that's just how we kind of have to deal with it. Now, the plans for this area are pretty simple. We're going to end up running a path down here through this kind of open entranceway where these doors are. We actually can get rid of this sort of stuff here now, because this is just a bit of scaffolding blocks that I've been a bit lazy to get rid of. Now, you can see around here everything looks kind of clean, and that's because we haven't done anything yet. We haven't sort of formed the area out. I want to first build a few of the structures around here. This sort of stuff I've left in because I thought it looked kind of cool growing up the walls and stuff like that. We still have to kind of put a few vines and stuff around here, a bit of dirt paths and all that sort of stuff. But as I said, that'll come after we've built the main buildings, so to speak, because we're going to have some stables in here for our horses. We're going to have an area, a little corral or paddock for our cows and our sheep and our chickens. I want chickens to kind of run around here, but I don't want them to be escaping into the main world and then we have no chickens running around here. So maybe we can think of a way of getting around that without it looking weird, or, I mean, if they do, I guess that's not a big deal. I also don't want too many of them because the eggs become such an annoyance. And yeah, we'll have 1 or 2 piggies running around as well. I think we had some pigs, although I don't know what it is, but animals go missing. The horses, no, but pigs, sheep, do we have anything in here at all? We've got 1, 2 cows, and that's it. Maybe another cow, but that's it. So yeah, that's the plan with that. We want maybe some stables around here, a bit of a open area in the middle, and keep going around and do all that crazy, awesome stuff. Now, around the area, around this sort of area, we also want to do a little bit of terraforming, and I'm sort of thinking we might take this kind of down 1 or 2 blocks so that we get a bit better of a view in that direction there. But that's not important. It's just an idea. Oh, there are pigs. Cool, we got them. Now let's kind of move on from this area because there's not really too much going on there right now. We can actually go into the house maybe. Let's just take a look in the house for those of you who might not have seen inside there. So we'll quickly run inside there and explain what's going on with this sort of stuff. Now, in here, I sort of walked in and I was like, oh, you know, we want to have this open area here where we can look over, and I thought that was a good idea. It seems to be a good idea. I'm not 100% a fan of the, what is this sort of stuff? What would you say with the fences? I don't know. I'm not 100% of a fan of how big that is, but we can't really do too much with it, what it is right now, without taking too much away from the roof. And I really do like the way the roof sort of looks from the inside here. Also, what I didn't do on camera was I put some paintings up around. I've put this here, and I thought this could actually look kind of cool, kind of interesting, in terms of when we do our stables. If you have a look here, this looks like a bit of a horseshoe, which could look kind of cool on a wall, just sitting there like that. I don't know, just an idea. And aside from that, we've just got fake cupboards and stuff around to make this kind of look a bit more like a home. I was meaning to put a clock on that, but I haven't remembered. Now up here, we've got a map, and I want to do a map room so we can see this whole area. I think that'll look really great one day. We won't do it just yet, but that is a plan. And aside from that, this is the farmer's house. Quite a good looking house for a farmer, I must say. And yeah, that's pretty much that whole area. Now let's close this door and keep going. Where did he go? There he is. Now, also, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but the super fast horse that we had, which wasn't ridiculously fast, that horse has kind of gone missing. And I mean it, missing. So, by the way, if there's a world download for episode 20, not for this episode, the plan is, it's going late, yeah, we won't be able to sleep just yet. The plan is to actually do a world download every 20 or so episodes, and the reason for that is I can't put a world download every single episode, and 20 seems like a good enough number to have enough for you guys to kind of see what's going on or anything like that. And aside from that, it's not one very often, and yeah, that takes up a lot of effort to be able to upload those and still have everything working and all that. So definitely every 20 episodes will be what we are looking to go for, and I think it's a good number. I reckon it's a good number. Now, having a look at this bridge here. So this bridge around here, we built a few episodes in. It was really just to connect two pieces of land, which is generally what bridges are made for. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I sort of tried this hanging over stuff here. I don't know where I got that from, but I really do like how you kind of have the main bridge and then you have this sort of decorating stuff on the sides here with the fences. I really do like that. And it took actually quite a bit of time to get that right and ready. And I think it looks pretty good. I think overall with bridges, you don't normally see too much of them, but they make a big difference for the overall feel. Now, going in here, I thought we could try something last episode, actually, and that was these paths and kind of terraforming the area. And I don't know, because this episode that I'm talking about isn't out by the time I'm actually recording this, so I'm not 100% sure what the response to that was, but overall, I'm not 100% sure whether I am in love with what it looks like, and whether or not maybe just adding a bit more of this sort of stuff like grass and flowers, maybe just going around with a bit of bone meal might look a little bit better. But yeah, that's something that we can have a look at in the future. It's going a bit dark now, and this is sort of one of the reasons, because I do actually get asked quite a bit about why I don't play with shaders all the time. And the reason I don't play with shaders all the time is because this sort of stuff happens. This is good now. But you don't get a view of everything all the time, and aside from that, it's also a lot of people that watch these sort of things don't play with shaders. And overall, for instance, when I watch YouTube videos or watch people playing Minecraft on YouTube, can I sleep yet? Yeah. I tend to look at ideas and try and do them in my world, and I know for instance with different texture packs and all that sort of stuff, things do tend to look a lot different when you don't have them. I mean, naturally, and certain things that work don't seem to work. But what I find with shaders in general, everything seems to work once you go from a normal world to shaders, more or less. Everything looks pretty damn awesome. So yeah, it's morning time, and let's go into the beginning again, because not only did I add extra paths around the place and sort of spice things up a little bit with that, I've also added a new tree there. I think that was still in the episode. There, we had this one definitely in the episode. Actually, yeah, both of those were in there. And I also added another tree around here. Now, this over here, by the way, in the beginning, this was actually, I think, episode 3. We built this house. And this was one of those things I spent way too much time on, but I'm really, really glad. I think this looks great. This sort of overarching bit here and the fact that this bulges out, I was really, really happy with how that turned out. And this seems to be our main base, and that was the plan for it. But now what's probably going to happen is when we move into this new house, which we built 2 episodes ago and 3 episodes ago, we're probably going to be spending a lot more time in here, but I still want to have some reason to come in here. And this is, I mean, it's the main house. This will be where our bed is, so I won't put a bed in there. So if we are in the area, we will have to run into there. It kind of just forces us in. And aside from that, that's sort of just the way it looks. We can go upstairs a bit later. There's really nothing too much to show in there. I do like how I use the spruce doors as windows. They look really great. I'm really happy with that. Now in here, we didn't actually finish everything. You can see what it was at the end is what it is, and I'm not going to bother going in there. There's nothing too spectacular. And by the way, the garden that we're standing in right now was one that we built, I think, in the second or third episode, just because I kind of had a bit of time and I was bored, and I thought it would look kind of cool, make the base look a little bit more colorful. And we also needed food, so we got potatoes, carrots, beetroot, and wheat. So and pumpkins, everything except watermelon. And we actually haven't come across any watermelons just yet, so we still have to find some of them. Now, around here, I have finished this whole piece. Around this side, and around this side. So tell me what you think, because this wasn't done last episode. I'm not a fan of the way this roof looks from here. It's all flat and really boring. So you can see it's kind of like that. Although I'm not going to stress about it. I don't think it's really worthwhile stressing. Now this tree over here, by the way, before we go out of this area, I decided to go like a Y shape. And it kind of looks a bit funny. So let me know if that looks funny. Now carrying on, because by the way, everything we're doing here is not in chronological order. We're kind of just running around the base, having a look at stuff. So around here, this was our first house. I built this on the first episode. That was really just because I wanted to build something on the first episode, and I thought it looked really cool. Something different for the first one, and it worked for a solid few episodes while we were building this one. But yeah, I like it. I think we'll leave it down there. It looks like a tool shed for this sort of area. It doesn't really take too much away from this area, I don't think. So we can just leave it there. We can eventually just build stuff around it, and kind of just something to, kind of just a little bit of a milestone, a little bit of a landmark from the beginning. So now we'll move on to this main sort of middle area, which kind of developed in here, which, I mean, it naturally did be because this area was a little bit depressed. So you can see this one's, what, 2 blocks down, and it kind of just worked out perfectly that this was going to be the center of the base. Now, we used to have a mine shaft running down there, and it actually still does run down there somewhere, but we just covered over it, and we built this awesome tree here. And I'm really happy with what happened with this tree. It was one of those projects where you don't know what you're doing, and you work a little bit, and it ends up looking good. I think it looks really, really good. And I love how these shaders look with that. Look at that. That looks nice. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot more of these trees. And what I've learned actually just last episode or after last episode was that these small trees are a lot harder to get looking a bit better than this tree here. And it's kind of like everything in Minecraft. As soon as you go a bit bigger, it either looks really, really good or really, really bad. That was just my mouse kind of going over crazy. So yeah, that's something we're going to be doing a lot more of, along with this sort of terraforming stuff. Well, not terraforming, landscaping stuff to make everything look a little bit more tied in together. You know, it really ties the place in. And I don't know whether or not this is growing on me or not. We'll give it a few episodes and see how it looks. So here we go. This is something we built quite early as well. And this is the blacksmith. Now, I didn't really build a really nice thing here at the beginning. And it took me a bit of time. And we worked out that we could build this nice little piece on the top. And we kept the bottom. And everything looks great. It ties in with this. And then eventually that one we'll get to now. But yeah, around here we've got a little bit of a automatic smelter. So we can drop some stuff into a hopper down there. Goes into a furnace and gets elevated into this dropper here. Something just kind of nice just for the hell of it. And that runs all underneath there. So we want this particular base to look completely aesthetic, but be functional. So we want some function in this base. So for instance, there's just a few furnaces there that make it look nice, but the real furnace is underground. So we'll continue around here. Got a little bit of a armory up the top here. We'll eventually add a bit more into that. Nothing too crazy to show you there. Before we go into the library or the Nether portal, let's go around here and have a look down in this little area here. Now, I'm not too sure how dark it will be, if whether or not we will see everything. That actually looks all right. This area here is kind of a project that we'll take on sometime and maybe add on over time and make it all look kind of cool. So this is the basement to our house. And you can see down there, we've got room to go down even more. We've got a few different entrances and like there sort of things, just things to make it look a bit spooky. So what the plan with this area is to eventually connect this to other parts of our base and have a whole underground system running, kind of like in the sewers, or maybe not everything in there will be sewer, but eventually we'll have sort of like water running and all that sort of stuff. I think it'll look really great, and it'll be a fun project, I think. Also, when eventually, if anyone downloads the world, once we've got that, it'll be really great to kind of walk around, be sort of a maze, hopefully, and yeah, just get a bit of exploration going on there. Now, before we continue, we'll go over this other bridge, which I have kind of built before this, and this was actually the first bridge that I've ever built in Minecraft properly. And that over there is where I've got a few different ideas for that design there, with these hanging over things, and keeping it flat, I think, was really important for me, because you end up sort of wanting the bridge to arch up, and I was doing all these arches up here, but I think the simple fact of keeping the bottom where everything's happening and the top kind of looking cool really worked quite well. I think so. Now, this tower here is called, well, we call it our library. It's not really completely a library, but its intention is a library, and I think it does a good enough job on that. So let's go here. So you can see this roof over here is currently spruce, and we've got a bit of oak and all that sort of stuff, which is slowly changing these ones over here into this oak and spruce kind of combination. That one there is still dark oak, and spruce there, that's meant to be oak. So over time, we'll eventually change that, and yeah, that'll eventually happen. Now, you'll notice that these windows all are different. You can see that side there's got different colors, and we've got a little bell tower in the top there kind of thing, but nothing happens up there. So the reason for these colors is to kind of represent the main mobs in Minecraft, in particular the hostile ones. Now, with these colors here, so we've got our zombie, our enderman, our creeper, and our skeleton, the main overworld mobs. And then around here, we've got kind of the lesser of the overworld mobs. We don't have every single mob in here at the moment. So we've got our, what is this? That would be for slimes. That one there would be for witches, if I remember correctly, for normal spiders, and also for cave spiders. So we kind of just wanted to get those in. We've got this wing over here for those. And then we've got this wing over here, which is our nether portal wing. And this was meant to be our main nether portal. And then I decided to build the outdoor one. Where's this guy? Reckon we should take him? Let's take him on. Yeah? Easy. Okay, so this kind of wing here was meant to represent the nether mobs. So we've got our ghast, pigman, blaze, and our wither skeleton. The wither skeleton looks a bit more like the skeleton, but it's really not too big of a deal there. So also, because this was one of our first projects, we decided, or I decided, we could put a bit of redstone in here. So as soon as we stand on this, everything pops out. We can do our enchant for full level 30, walk off, everything comes out. Around here, we've got a little bit of a non-decorated area, which will eventually become decorated, going down to our spider farm. And this is one of those projects which I've never really done anything completely like it before, but I'm really glad I took it on. And I'm not really the biggest redstone person. I'm not the best at redstoning stuff, but overall, I think I did an alright job getting it all right. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's kind of just bugging out a bit with the shaders on, and you can see there's a little bit of an issue with one of these not firing, I think, and there's an open block there, but that hasn't caused us too much trouble. So we found a double spider spawner when we were exploring some caves underneath here, and we decided, well, why don't we make this into a double spider spawner, automatic double spider spawner. So first of all, we made a auto killer, which came down here and is still ridiculously buggy. Excuse the pun, but the spiders get stuck around here, they get stuck around at the bottom there, and then they only make it up. So we have to kind of work a way out to get that to work. And there are a few tricks with water and streaming that, but that really doesn't make sense when you see what I've done with the redstone. So we'll have to either do a lot of redstone fixing or do that. And I've got these two buttons here. So this button here will switch the majority of the spawners off. So right now, those lights are on. You can't really see it, but those lights are on, and you'll see spiders sometimes spawn there, but really, that one there shouldn't have any. That one sometimes does. So we'll just switch it back on, because I like to leave it on, make sure they're all kind of dying before these guys get stuck up there. And this over here is the switch to make spiders come down into this one, or go into the auto-killing chamber, which is right down there, which is when the stream goes that way. And you can see them all going there. They're all going to die, and we'll go down there and have a look at it. So we'll just switch that around, and you'll see the water stream starts going this way. Now, that seems like a pretty easy thing to do, but it was actually quite a bit of a challenge to get the timings right on those. And we'll just go down here to have a look at them. So there's quite a bit of redstone around here, and it seems like a bit of an overkill to have this much redstone, but I think it was all necessary. Now, no one's told me it's not just yet, so we'll take it off as though everything is necessary. So the reason for that was we needed certain 2 dispensers to either dispense or not dispense, with the floor being higher for water to run. So that was kind of the reasoning behind that. It's all in the world download if you guys want to see it. It's down there, as I say, for episode 20, but we should have another one at episode 40, which doesn't seem to be too far away. Man, that's loud. And yeah, chests kind of look a little bit buggy and see-through in this, in the shader pack. So what happens is those spiders die, the string comes down here and shoots down this compressed ice water stream. Make sure I don't have that on because I'm going to break one of those. And then gets shot up here, which is actually something we did quite recently, into our storage room. So that was also a bit of fun redstone. And I'm enjoying just doing a few redstone projects and doing a few decorating things, building things. It's all a lot of fun for me, I must admit. I really am enjoying it. I'll fix that later. So that storage room we were talking about, that's just around here. Everything sort of comes into this one and this one here. You can see that one's starting to fill up. And it's all to do with something at the top there. I still need to fix up the roof for that. So we'll continue on and go up this one. So let's keep going. Now, aside from that, the plans for this area is pretty much just to sort of add a little bit on there and, yeah, just see what we're going to do. I don't think there's too much more for the spawners, aside from fixing it. If we manage to find a fix for spiders, that will be great, and we can just we can just leave that project with a great spawner, but I don't think we're going to have that opportunity. Oh man, it's nighttime. Okay, it's good nighttime. This is actually something I was hoping to show you guys, is that when it's nighttime, we want this area to kind of look sparkly. It'll look really great if we could have a few lights in the trees and stuff like that, or maybe in the distance, just a few lights in the trees. I think that will look really, really great, because right now we've built this base for daytime, but not really anything for nighttime. I mean, it's because we recorded all these things during the day, but I think it'll look really great if we could maybe take a bit of a night sort of aspect to this base. Now, what we're going to do is we might not even sleep this off, because we're going to go into the Nether now and have a look at that. That looks really great. I like how that turned out. Unintentional, but it looked really great. So let's quickly go into the Nether now. This Nether portal is something I built not too long after the library, I don't think. If we go around here, you'll see down the back as well. I wanted this to all look really good from all the angles. And zombie, I'm going to kill this guy, and there's going to be like 50 others around me. Stupid social zombies. Yep, there we go. Yep. Let's go away from him. You can see all the enchanted items on him glow. Is he going to make it into the portal? Please don't make it into the portal. Okay, that's really, really laggy. Well, there we go. Now let's quickly discuss this. So it's going to be quite dark. You probably won't see much, but this is going to be the kind of Nether hub. Well, I mean, it's in the Nether, and it is the hub, so this will be the Nether hub for every bit of far traveling that we need to do. So you can see there's a ghast there. Let's make sure we're out of his sight. The plan is eventually we're just going to have a few paths going everywhere. We've got ourselves already a path to our Mega Tiger and to our ice spikes. And yeah, I think that's the plan. We're going to decorate this area sometime soon as well to make sure that all looks really great and we can continue on with our day. Man. Now, next time I'm going to the Nether, I'm going to have a stupid zombie at the entrance. So yeah, that's kind of what's going to be happening in there. Now, for the rest of the stuff, we've also got a lot of other projects which I really, really want to get into, but there's so much stuff to still do. So what we're going to do is, currently we're doing 4 episodes a week in Vanilla Minecraft, and I'm loving doing 4 episodes a week in Vanilla Minecraft. It's really, for me, as far as recording goes, it's a lot easier than recording our modded Minecraft, because you need to put a lot more sort of content into those ones in terms of figuring stuff out. There's a lot more thinking involved in that, if that makes sense. Because we do Botania. If you guys didn't know, we do a full series on Botania called Botania Garden of Glass, and really there's a lot of thinking involved in that, which is what I love about it. It's really all about sort of playing with the vanilla Minecraft mechanics, but also having a modded feel to it and kind of adding on to it, which I really like. I don't like it when mods take too much away from the game, although that can be a bit of fun, make it a completely different game. But yeah, overall, it's a lot different. but we enjoy it. Now we'll finish off with this, which is something I actually almost forgot about. So around here, we've got a little bit of a path going down, and we've got a mine shaft around here. Now, we're going to be doing a few more things in this mine shaft one day. You can see that we've got a spot here which goes down for a minecart. We've got this little passageway down here, and occasionally a mob will spawn around the sides here, so you got to keep your wits about you. But I really like how this turned out. Well, I didn't think it was going to actually look this good. Quite unintentional to look this good, but it does. I think it looks really, really great with the gravel, the cobblestone, and all this stuff just kind of playing in. We just dug down, went in for it, and it looks really good until you get down here. And I guess this still kind of looks a bit more natural because I took out a bit of a chunk around here so that it does look a bit more natural. And we'll eventually change this obsidian to normal stone or something like that, cobblestone eventually. But yeah, that is currently what it looks like, and it doesn't really warrant an episode, I don't think. Maybe one day we'll stream or something and do a few fixes up around the base. But currently, actually, by the way, guys, if you guys have, for instance, followed me on Twitch or anything like that, the reason we aren't streaming at the moment is because my internet here in Australia, by the way, I do live in Australia, I've had that question, is really, really slow in terms of our upload speed. It's ridiculous, actually. So what the plan is, eventually one day when we do get a bit of a better upload, we will hopefully then start doing a bit more streaming. But for now, yeah, streams don't really look too good, so we're probably going to edge off the streams. But if you guys do want to follow me on Twitch, go ahead and follow me. And if I do one day pop on, you guys will get the notification. You can see I'm on, and you can maybe watch a live stream. Very rare live stream, but it'll be a live stream nonetheless. And also, by the way, guys, I also have a Twitter account, which is really not, I don't put too much stuff up on it, but as more people start coming onto it, I'm going to start putting more and more stuff onto that. So you do get notifications of when stuff is, what's going on sort of in terms of episodes, and if there's an issue or something like that which is holding back an episode, you guys should probably know about it on there. So that's where you'll find that. But yeah, guys, it's a bit of a different episode. Let me know what you think about doing a tour every now and then. I thought it would be kind of nice getting the shaders in, looking at how pretty this place can look with shaders. But yeah, aside from that, the only thing I really haven't shown you is the area down there, which is the mesa. And there's not really a building there. It's more just a path going there, which, I mean, if you got the world download, you may as well go walk down and check it out yourself. It's really nothing too crazy, but it's something. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know any ideas or any tips for this series. And yeah, thank you very much.